NIKKO Jenkins, an infamous American serial killer that committed first-degree murder on 4 innocent people. Jenkins received a death sentence and a 450-year jail term from a 3-judge panel in 2017. While in jail, he sliced his tongue into a snake-like shape and smeared blood on the walls, then tried to cut off his manhood to look like a giant Egyptian serpent god called Apophis. NIKKO was arrested in 2013 over unrelated terroristic threats, charges that his wife reported. He was later linked to the killings when investigators found CCTV footage from a local gun outlet showing NIKKO's mom buying guns matching what was used in the massacre. NIKKO confessed to the murders in an interview of 8 hours. He even claimed he killed them as sacrifices to the Egyptian snake god Apophis. NIKKO's mom will be out of jail around 2028 at age 61 because she was added 5 to 6 years more on top of the 10-year federal sentence for providing her son with guns. His sister Erica Jenkins is serving a life sentence at the Nebraska Center for Women for helping him kill his 3rd victim, Curtis Bradford. Also, she and her cousin, Christine Bordeaux, lured his first 2 victims to their deaths. NIKKO Jenkins said he disfigured his body under the voice commands of a serpent god. However, some psychiatrists insisted that he did not genuinely have schizophrenia. Instead, they presumed NIKKO faked mental issues before trial. As a result, his death penalty hearing was postponed when another self-mutilation incident struck. Furthermore, it took the judge a year to declare him competent to stand trial. The convict is at the Nebraska Correctional Facility and still on America's death row. His execution date has not been set since the courts cannot execute mentally ill people.
If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, goddamn it or not.
Ronnie O'Neill, a 33-year-old from Riverview, Florida, was found guilty in the brutal murder of his girlfriend, their 9-year-old daughter, and the attempted murder of their then 8-year-old son. He shot and beat to death his girlfriend, Kenyatta Barron, with a shotgun, killed their daughter, Rhonda Vea, with blows from a hatchet, and disemboweled their son, Ronnie, before pouring gasoline throughout the house and setting fire to it. O'Neill was deemed fit to stand trial during psychiatric evaluations and represented himself at trial, presenting a defense marked by loud outbursts and conspiracy theories.
Because he's playing a fraudulent damn recording of me beating Kenyatta Barron 15 damn times when that did not happen.
O'Neill spoke at length to family members in the courtroom, refusing to face the judge even after she ordered him to do so. He said he would have preferred the death penalty over life in prison, but was saved by the one true God. His son Ronnie answered questions about the date his mom and sister were killed. Testifying remotely, the boy described that horrific night in March of 2018. His son now has a different last name after being adopted by one of the detectives in the case. The elder O'Neill appeared to be pointing out that his son's comments during testimony conflicted with what he's told detectives and attorneys during the last few years. But during that exchange, young Ronnie directly implicated his father. A Hillsborough County judge has upheld a life sentence for convicted murderer Ronnie O'Neill, saying it's the worst case she has ever seen. Louis Bracamontes, a cop killer who was found guilty of murder in the 2014 shootings of Sacramento County Sheriff's Deputy Danny Oliver and Placer County Sheriff's Detective Michael Davis Jr. He also was convicted of attempted murder, carjacking, weapons violations, and other crimes. During a number of profane outbursts at trial, Bracamontes admitted to killing the officers and threatened to kill more. As the jury read its verdict, Bracamontes smiled and silently clapped his hands as the jury's sentencing recommendation was read. During the trial, he was removed from the courtroom repeatedly for profane outbursts. When his guilty verdict was read, Bracamontes said he would kill more cops soon. The jury recommended the death penalty for a man who repeatedly entered the United States illegally before killing 2 Northern California deputies. Sidney Newsome, a 27-year-old who was in Pike County Justice Court in Mississippi on a domestic violence charge, began throwing things at Judge Aubrey Rimes. According to the footage, Newsome appeared to get loose from a bailiff, who seemed to be walking him out of court. Though his hands were in restraints, Newsome got a stack of papers and flung them at Judge Rimes, then grabbed a telephone and threw that as well. Judge Rimes then left his place behind the bench and helped restrain Newsome. The judge pinned him down on a table, while another man who got up to help the judge, who was identified as Newsome's brother. Newsome was charged with contempt of court and faced additional charges for the incident. Joseph McAlpin, a member of the Heartless Felons gang, was found guilty for the 2017 murders of Michael and Trina Kuznick, as well as their dog Axel at the Mr. Carr's auto lot in Cleveland, Ohio. McAlpin had previously served 9 years in prison for aggravated robbery and was released in August 2016. On the night of the murders, he and 2 other men drove to Mr. Carr's intending to steal multiple vehicles, sell them, and split the profits. McAlpin entered the dealership and shot Mike Kuznick twice in the head. He then shot and killed Trina Kuznick and their family dog in the hallway. The couple's son found their bodies later that evening, both with fatal gunshot wounds to their heads. McAlpin claims that he was wrongfully convicted and that there is evidence that proves that he was not present at the time of the murders. The jury assigned to McAlpin's trial deliberated for approximately 30 minutes before recommending the death sentence as punishment. Judge Corrigan honored the jury's recommendation by finding capital punishment fit for McAlpin's crimes.
As to count 1, we, the jury, being duly impaneled and sworn, do hereby find the aggravating circumstances that the defendant was found guilty of committing do outweigh the mitigating factors presented in this case by proof beyond reasonable doubt. We therefore unanimously find that the sentence of death should be imposed on defendant Joseph McAlpin.
Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more content like this.